This is an illustration contest held by the Japan Illustrators Association every year, inviting illustration works from all over the world. In 2024, 294 artists from 36 countries participated, and 53 artists were selected from 773 submitted works and received various awards. We are convinced that the artists who won this contest are definitely people who have the potential to become top illustrators and artists in the world. Our mission is to make these wonderfully talented artists widely known around the world.
The Yanburu region in the northern part of Okinawa Island is home to a variety of rare and endemic species. One of its representative creatures, the Okinawa rail, was discovered in 1981 and is classified as an endangered species IA. I created this series of works because I thought it was worth sharing its ecology and interesting features with as many people as possible. Referring to many research papers, I selected and expressed the characteristic behaviors of the Okinawa rail.
Fairy tales and humor are my sources of inspiration. I like to pay special interest to shaping, textures, and naivety. I explore the line between ugly and beautiful, between serious and funny.
I would like to present illustrations for the fairy tale by Charles Perrault, Little Red Riding Hood. This is my personal creative project. I believe that working with such a well-known story is a challenge for an artist. I wanted to look at it from a different point of view and give the characters individual features. It was important to show respect for the historical text. Not to try to rewrite the story told by Charles Perrault, but to breathe new life into it. I hope I succeeded.
The Flower of War is a poignant illustration series that follows the journey of a young girl navigating the tumultuous landscape of war-torn surroundings. Despite the grim reality of her environment, the girl finds moments of joy and resilience.
The frogs in the forest have an excellent craft washing dishes. They washed the dwarf's big wooden bowl, the stork's big water jar, the big hippo's mud bowl, and the little bee's syrup bowl. One day, the frogs found a big bowl that they liked very much, but there was too much mud on it. Until today, they are still washing, and washing this big bowl is the big pond outside your window. Dedicated to, once upon a time, all the regrets and expectations in the world. It's been 5 years since my beloved dog Amanda died, and I haven't even been able to see her for the last time. I dreamed about her that night, and in my dream we played the game of fetch like so many times before. Yes, the same red rubber ball. In the end she disappeared behind a ripple like a pebble jumping into a pond, and this was our last farewell. This is a dream more real than reality, as if she never left me.
For my personal work, I enjoy creating art that explores blends of culture in a different and more fantastical way. All 3 submissions showcases my explorations for 3 different settings and hopefully sparks some intrigue with its narrative.
This series of illustrations are based on 5 stories by Ted Chiang. These illustrations capture Chiang's profound philosophy and unique perspectives. In each illustration, I depict key themes: the struggle between faith and doubt, the potential and isolation of enhanced intelligence, the cyclical nature of time, humanity's pursuit of the infinite, and the intertwining of language and destiny. I like using animals and different elements to create different fantasy creature in my work.
Inspirations. 1. Music and lyrics by Terry Lee Hale, Long Draw 2013. Mother Nature's calling, calling. Sending along her forget-me-nots. With it comes a warning, warning. But when have warnings ever been enough? hailing from Iran, I draw inspiration from the rich cultural tapestry of my homeland. My art reflects the fusion of traditional Persian aesthetics with contemporary global influences. This unique blend infuses my work with a touch of cultural diversity that sets it apart. This series invites viewers on a journey following an airship, revealing the contrasting worlds of the city. The upper city, where nobility resides, showcases a blend of brutalist and Paris modern architecture, with grand streets and elegant greenhouses. In contrast, the lower city, home to the workers, presents a raw, textured landscape, emphasizing the stark differences in lifestyle and environment.
1. Spring River Flower Moon Night. The artwork is an illustration for the Tang Dynasty poem, Spring River Flower Moon Night. It embodies a philosophical meditation on time, depicted through the encounter between a person and the moon. 2. The Peach Blossom Spring. A fisherman discovers a hidden utopia called Peach Blossom Spring, written by Tao Yuanming during the Eastern Jin Dynasty. Upon leaving, he marks the path, but can never find this idyllic place again. Hari Lualati's series Transcend showcases her soul works. For Hari, these are not just artworks, they are a direct connection to her soul and a profound representation of what matters most to her. The series revolves around life lessons she has gained. Symbolism plays a key role, making her art beautiful and meaningful. Quality is paramount, and she paints with her heart, aiming to evoke emotion in viewers. This series is inspired by the issue of child protection and is adapted from the story of Little Red Riding Hood. In this work, poppies are compared to temptation, and the little girl who falls into the trap is not rescued by others, implying that there is not always a happy ending in the real world. I want to draw the little witch and her pet cat interacting with different natural scenes. Nine-Colored Deer tells the story of a magical deer with multicolored fur that saves a drowning man, only to be betrayed by him when he reveals its location to the greedy king, leading to the deer's eventual demise. Reimagining timeless tales from diverse cultures is essential to keep them vibrant. Inspired by the enduring Chinese folklore of the nine-colored deer, these artworks breathe new life into ancient narratives, bridging heritage with innovation. The original work of No Man's Land was hand-drew on a long grid-like scroll, 17 by 19 centimeters each. The land, presented in each individual drawings, is related to the events or thoughts I experienced at that moment. Drawing lines is my way of remembering and thinking. Children in my work who will never grow up to men are the longest-lasting residents. Their appearance and disappearance, like the stimulation brought by the things around me, are fragmented, but they form continuous memories. Lank and the Mazes tells a story about Lank finds himself entangled in a maze after his shoes are stolen by an unseen thief. As he embarks on a quest to apprehend the thief, Lank realizes that he is, in fact, responsible for the situation. For this piece, I employed innovative techniques and workflows, integrating 3D elements and toon shading to create the intricate mazes. This approach not only significantly reduced production time, but also enhanced the overall quality of the artwork. In The Wanderers, solitude and resilience shine against apocalypse. Limitless juxtaposes hope with despair in an alien world. Drowning offers a surreal reflection on lost earthly waters. Sands of Time depicts time's transience in desert travels. Morgan Le Fay merges deceit and power, inspired by nature's ferocity. Together, these works explore survival, change, and the ethereal, celebrating the unyielding human spirit. I am always interested in the relationship between man and nature. Man is very selfish. He thinks he is a god and a ruler of this earth. But it is not so. We are only children of the earth. In the past, man was closer to nature. They communicated with each other. Nature gave signals to man, gave super knowledge, shared the secrets of the universe. It is these signals and symbols that I try to convey on an energetic level in my paintings. The Musicians of Bremen is a fairy tale about 4 animals who decide to leave their oppressive owners and become musicians in Bremen. The story reflects the idea of embarking on a journey to find oneself, as every adventure is a way to discover one's true self. Despite the unknown dangers ahead, the music of freedom they play on their journey gives hope for a better future. Perhaps, at some point, I can join these brave friends on a quest for freedom under the peaceful starry sky too. 1. At the beginning of the Year of the Wood Dragon, I created this illustration celebrating the Chinese New Year. 2. How do we balance aspirations, concern, and independence? I am seeking answers while begging for and escaping from Mama's love simultaneously. 3. In the process of my feminine consciousness awakening, I realized that the gaze and embellished frames entwined in my memories had long become traumas. 4th, a visual expression for my personal experiences with auditory hallucinations. This set of illustrations is inspired by my life. In life, we are often caught off guard by all sorts of things, both good and bad, and no matter what, we have to face them. I want to express the feeling that life brings to me. This series of illustrations is a collection about girls in New York. I've been living in New York for nearly 6 years, and I've turned some of my favorite locations, where I have sweet memories, into illustrations. These include the Sculpture Gallery at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the busy streets of Manhattan, and the amusement park by the sea at Coney Island.
Hope is a heartwarming tale of friendship and discovery. Centered around baby Hope, a whimsical character who resides in a drift bottle. When a curious little girl discovers baby Hope washed ashore, a unique bond forms between them. Together, they embark on a journey of courage, resilience, and the magic of new beginnings. This is a series of illustrations designed for the album Sincere Gift. The inspiration comes from the mysterious elements in the album, such as the ocean, dusk, and night, the names of the songs, and the singer's process of creating this album. The cover includes elements from all the songs on the album.
It tells the story that a craftsman lost his silver in the town god temple, and Bao Zheng invited Lord Town God out for interrogation. Finally, the truth came out and the thief was caught. This work adopts the painting style of traditional ink painting in China, and takes children to appreciate the charm of traditional painting art. The story is about solving cases, eulogizes Bao Zheng's integrity, and shows Chinese excellent traditional culture and the wisdom of the Chinese nation.
The series Inner Vision, Symphony of the Countryside, Heart of Tranquility, Harmony of Symbiosis, and Serene Garden delves into the deep bond between humans and nature. Through vibrant compositions, these works invite viewers to reflect on self-awareness, inner peace, and the interconnectedness of all living things. Each piece acts as a visual meditation, fostering mindfulness and appreciation for the harmony between humanity and the natural world.
The protagonist, a child with a middle-part hairstyle, falls to Earth. He doesn't understand how to communicate with the species around him, but other species in the orthographic world, which is characterized by a super-stable structure, enjoying themselves. The protagonist feels lonely and doesn't know how to cope. However, after a catastrophe, the protagonist discovers a way to make himself simple yet happy and finds joy in it. The inspiration for these works stems from the alla prima painting style and the utilization of modern digital tools. The works explore fantasy civilizations influenced by Turkish, Dagestani, and Armenian cultures. They blend history and fantasy and reimagine a lost civilization within the digital realm.
These two illustrations belong to the Mountain and Sea of God's Strange Dream series. The Mountain and Sea of God's Strange Dream of the story background is set in the times of gods and demons rampant. Even the gods, but also bring disaster to the world, even demons, but also the side of the Faucer protection of life. In this land of fantasy and legend, the mountain gods and monsters have their own destinies. They may feel eternal life in the long night, or they may die in an instant. 1. The generational importance of the women in my family and culture. 2. The everlasting youth that is within someone as they hold on to memories from their childhood and youth. 3. To capture a single moment in time of deep concentration on a single action. 4. Using symbolism from the headphones and the bright tulips, the man continues to hold on to his childhood. 5. Like the several layers within the ocean, there are moments when I also feel lost and unsure of what step to take next. Apu wanted to be the happiest person in the world, so he came to the legendary happiest haha country, where people are laughing every day. It is said that as long as you become the king of haha, you can become the happiest person. So Apu defeated 3 monsters and became king successfully. But he felt still not happy enough, so Apu invited everyone to tell him about their happiest things. Until a newborn baby bit Apu's nose. The story tells the meaning of happiness with absurd plots. These illustrations are from my picture book Rules of Square, illustrating a masked kid called Work Harder who complies with all the rules, until a school bag dog, Packy, ate his life dictionary. An unprecedented thought crossed his mind, leaving the world of norms. They finally found their utopia through a midnight toy train. This book is a tribute to those who remain true to themselves. The concept of my art is the transformative power of stories. In each of my works, there is a little girl reading a red book. With that red book she is opening a door to a new world, the world of stories and art. A world where her thoughts are floating like the fish, where new ideas are blooming from her like flowers, where words are all around us, connecting us through the red thread of art. With art we are not just transported to a new world, but also transformed. We are inspired to be more. From the perspective of my childhood self, I capture the daily lives of people during my childhood. Those streets, markets, characters, and experiences that can only exist deep within our memories are brought to life once again through my illustrations. My theme is Monster Divination Wine. Monsters celebrate by holding wine glasses and fruits around fruits and wine. Each monster represents a different fruit, such as lychees, oranges, strawberries, raisins, pineapples, and so on. In addition, I chose different scenes based on where the 3 different flavors of wine were brewed and the fruits used. For example, seaside, tropical islands, small islands in the sea. It's a stage about a girl travels through time and space. She opens the folk story. Her honest feelings become costume fluttering anywhere. 1. Imagines a world where pets and humans swap roles, highlighting a fantastical friendship. 2. Highlights the plight of city dwellers feeling trapped and distant from nature. 3. Symbolizes a woman's journey from constraint to empowerment, reflecting personal growth and female empowerment. 4. Challenges people to shed societal masks and expectations to embrace and find joy in their true selves. 5. Illustrates the deep, nourishing connection between humans and nature. The doorbell rings. Mr. Strange opened the door and saw a hippo standing outside today. The hippo postman opened his mouth, rushed at Mr. Strange, ha ha ha. Mr. Strange also learned hippo, opened his mouth. Unexpectedly, he couldn't keep his mouth shut. He walked into the street, children or adults, vegetables, fruits or animals, they couldn't keep their mouths shut. A little girl lifted the dandelion and blew it, which made everyone sneeze. After sneezing, everyone can finally close their mouth. This artwork is the first in the Little Mountain Spirit series. Little Mountain Spirit is an illustrated children's book based on the classical Chinese literature 9 Songs, Mountain Spirit. The living creatures in the pictures are inspired by the classical Chinese literature, the classic of mountains and seas. The image hopes to show the little mountain ghost's freedom, wildness, romance, simplicity, and happiness at the beginning of its birth. This project shines a light on the colorful lives of a group of homebody in their own homes, proving that even within the 4 walls, life can be vibrant and fulfilling. Whether it's breaking a sweat with a workout routine, unleashing creativity through crafts, diving deep into virtual adventures, or finding solace in nurturing plants, each individual infuses their home life with energy and meaning in their own special way. Landscape 1 is a series that portrays the journey of an inquisitive adventurer, guided by natural spirits, in search of a record of the lost human civilization. This work envisages a new form of communication between nature and humanity in a post-civilization world. It provides insight into the ideal nature-human relationship, leaving the audience with the profound question, what could we do to foster a harmonious coexistence in a world beyond the remnants of our current civilization? Under the theme Urban Diorama, I have illustrated different places and people in different cities that I have been to recently. Among them were street performers I met in Florence, Italy, diners at a small sushi restaurant in Osaka during rush hours, people in a fresh food market near my studio in Hong Kong, and a country park I passed by in Kuala Lumpur. The bit and pieces of people's activities have made up our city lives. Little Pond tells a story about the cycle of life. Every spring, the residents return to this aquatic micro-world. They grow plants, harvest, and celebrate together. When autumn comes, they say goodbye to each other and look forward to the reunion next year. This is a story about social phobia. It shows how forced socialization without a sense of boundaries can crush introverts into sardines. Faced with the endless crowds and lively parties, she will fall into a fish-like state of stagnation, and only when she returns home to recharge her batteries will she be able to return to her adult self again. Focusing on the light and shadow that shines into everyday life, he draws a picture with a story. My artwork is made up of fantasy stories and imagination, but it also conveys a theme or truth based on reality. Every detail on the drawing has a purpose to convey. I tend to use nostalgic and mutated color palettes often, they seem as attractive as saturated colors. Yet it takes more patience and time for people to see.
I am very happy if you are impressed by my art. I hope that unique sense of my art's present novelty and freshness for you.
Red Lantern is a series inspired by the film Raise the Red Lantern. In ancient China, the color red symbolized joy, and the red elements running through the painting represent both the women's hopes and their misfortunes. In that era, women were deprived of autonomy and spent their lives being chosen by their father, husband, and son. Follow the cat, find the insects. And what else did you see in the museum? This is a non-fiction book about museum and insects. Inspired by museums, this is a space that combines insects and art with more fantasy and innovation, and where you can follow the kittens and experience the fun of searching for insects. This painting series, a collaboration with Feng Yi Gang from Taiwan's Comedians Workshop, includes 5 pieces from 14. They tell a nightmare of Shi-Chi. In the series, a resident of an ancient Taiwanese city dreams of visiting his father's birthplace, Chang'an. The paintings show food and wine from Chang'an turning into monsters. The dreamer wonders how he dreams of memories he never had, expressing emotions of family, homeland, and culture through vivid, hallucinatory art.